Hi there, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Joma Crochets and this is part 4 in our tutorial of the Jubilee blanket by Cypress Textiles. So if you haven't seen videos 1 to 3 yet, I recommend that you do. I'll leave some details so you can get to them easy. And we will be doing motif 4 today, which is this, for a little preview. So this is what I'll be working on. So grab your materials that we'll need. Just as a reminder, I will be using Yarn Smith's 3/8 double knit for my colours, and that is in royal blue and parchment. So for this, I've been using 4mm for the previous 3 motifs, but for this one I will be using a 3.5 because of the gauge, which is because of a slight difference, even though it's still Yarn Smith's yarn, but the difference in the balls with the double knit, it just comes out a little bit bigger with 4. So I'm just sizing down with this motif for a 3.5. So if you're using 4 for your main and you're using the yarns that I've recommended, then I would recommend that. But however, if you're using a different yarn, it's totally up to you. You can sort of do a practice run and see. But this is just compared to the other square, because the other square will be using the other Yarn Smiths, and it just comes out a little bit smaller compared to this one. So and I'll explain that one when I do the tutorial for it. But if you're using Yarn Smith's Create DK for this, I'd recommend sizing down. But let's just get started with it. So let us begin. So we'll be doing a colour switch with this square, and please, 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 please have the pattern with you. It can be found on Cypress Textiles website. I will leave a link for that, and you can also support her in purchasing it as well as a PDF. So start with round 1. So you can either make a magic ring, or as I do, chain 3 and then slip stitch into the first chain just to make a little circle, and we will start off with a beginning treble. So go in to our little circle, single crochet, and then chain 2. That is our beginning treble. So from here we will be in 3 double crochet. That's 1, 2, and 3. And again, just to make our corner a treble, and then 3 more double crochet. So make another corner, another treble, and then 3 double crochet, and then another treble, and then we're just going to put in a final set of 3 double crochet. and then that brings us to the end of round 1. So to close off round 1, let's go in the second chain with our hook and then slip stitch, and that's round 1. For round 2 it will be a similar thing, but there'll just be some extra double crochets. So in the same stitch that we slip stitched in, beginning treble, so single crochet, chain 2, and in the same stitch 2 double crochet, and then double crochet across the 3 double crochet from our previous round, and then that'll bring us to our corner, which is our treble. So in each treble will be 2 double crochet, treble, and then 2 double crochet, and that is the repeat of this round. So I'm just going to finish this off and I'll meet you when we get to the end of round 2. Okay, so I'm at the end of round 2, so I've just got 2 double crochet left to put in to that beginning space, and as we'll end the round as before, so look for the chain 2, but slight difference in this one. So as we start round 3, what I'm going to do is bring in our second colour, and I will allow that colour to finish off that slip stitch. Just doing a nice pull, and then make a chain. So for round 3, we will be working over our first colour. So to begin, that same space that we joined, beginning treble, a single crochet and chain 2 with our new colour, and in that same stitch, make sure we're working over 2 double crochet. So this round will be double crochet in each stitch till we get to our corner, and please make sure that you are working over our first colour, and then we can also hide the end. Okay, so we've got to add treble to reach our corner. So in the treble, 2 double crochet, a treble crochet, and 2 more double crochet in the same stitch. And that is our repeat for round 3. So if you want to continue with that, make sure you're working over the yarn for the first colour, and I will meet you when we get to the end of the round. Okay, so I've come to the end of round 3, so just got 2 double crochet left, to put in the first stitch of the beginning. And try not to pull up the other colour. So, as with previous rounds, look for your chain 2 of your beginning treble. And this is what we've got so far, round 3. But I think what I will do, as with before, so with the slip stitch, I will bring in our other colour because we'll be starting round 4 with our first colour. So if you just put your hook through the slip stitch, through the stitches, sorry, and then lift up your main colour and then bring that through to finish off the slip stitch and chain 1. So this is it so far. So for round 3 we will begin with, and make sure you're working as well over your second colour. So beginning treble, single crochet, chain 2, in that same stitch 2 double crochet. So we'll be doing a bit of colour switching in this one. So for this round, after your 2 double crochet in your corner, you're going to do 4 double crochet with your first colour. That's 1, 2, 3, and on your 4th one, so we'll sort of do it halfway, so we'll yarn over, pull through 2, but we're going to finish the 4th double crochet with our second colour. So on the last yarn over, pull through 2, we'll be doing that with the second colour. So you should now have the second colour on your hook, and then with the second colour, working over the first colour, 3 double crochet, 2 full ones, again on the third one, halfway with the colour. So yarn over, pull through 2, stop there, drop our second colour, pick our first colour back up, and then finish off your double crochet with our first colour back on our hook, and then 4 more double crochet with our main colour, working over our second colour, and then we should reach our corner. So in the treble, 2 double crochet, 1 treble, and 2 more double crochet. So just a view so far of what we've got. I'll do that with you again. So 4 double crochet, 2, 3. On the 4th one, halfway with the first colour, or the colour on the hook, drop that colour, pick up second colour, finish the double crochet, and then with our second colour on the hook, 3 double crochet, 2 fully complete but on the third one, yarn over, pull through 2, drop that colour, bring your first colour back up, and then finish that double crochet. 4 double crochet to get to our corner, and then in our corner, 2 double crochet, treble, and then 2 double crochet. And then we will slip stitch, go through the second chain, and please ensure that you're carrying the second colour up as well. And that is round 4. So from here, it's not a repeat, but kind of, but it's just going to be the kind of the same, but we'll go along. I think I'm saying that probably a bit prematurely. So round 5. So in the same stitch as slip stitch, beginning treble, single crochet, chain 2, in that same stitch, 2 double crochet, and then a double crochet in each stitch until you get to where the colour changes. So on that last one, as before, leave that unfinished with your first colour, drop that, pick up your second colour and finish that double crochet, so that whenever you get to the blue part, we're switching to that colour. So 3 double crochet with your second colour. On the third one, leave it unfinished with the second colour, drop that, pick your first colour back up and finish that double crochet, and then double crochet till you reach your corner. Always working over the other colour so that it's nice and clean at the back and you can't see anything. Our corner, 2 double crochet, treble, and 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So that will be our repeat again. So this round 5 is similar to round 4 where we'll be colour switching. So you guys go ahead and we'll do that. I'm going to finish mine off camera and then I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I have come to the end of round 5. So I'm just about to put 2 double crochet into our beginning stitch. And just a tip as well, so when we're in the color changing rounds in terms of this middle part, it'll help if, and whichever way you prefer, but just to have one color at the front like this, and then when you drop in the other color, put it to the back. It just saves them getting tangled. So I hope that is helpful. But in this case, I will put that to the back. So 2 double crochet, and for this ending, for what's coming up in round 6, so round 6 is going to be around just solid color 2. So for the joining, I'm going to go into that second chain, put that down there, and as a joining in terms of the slip stitch, I'm going to join it with color 2, which will help us begin round 6. So as we've been doing, start off with a beginning treble, single crochet, chain 2, in that same stitch, 2 double crochet, and then single crochet in every stitch. This is a nice and uncomplicated round. Just always remember to be working over the color that we're not using. So I think this is where I was thinking, oh, it might be a bit too early to say in terms of a repeat. It kind of was done down here, but obviously for the beginning middle part we weren't having to change anything, but just in terms of the pattern, as you'll start to see, it's going to be 2 rounds of the main color with the second color included, and then there'll just be 1 round like this of just the solid second color. So single crochets all the way up to our corner, and then when we get to our corner, it will be 2 double crochet, treble, and 2 more double crochet. So I will leave you guys to get on with this round, and I'll meet you when we get to the end of it. Okay, so I've come to the end of this round. What round are we on again? 6. So round 6. So just left with 2 double crochet in our beginning stitch to finish that corner. And because we'll be starting row 7 with our main color, so for the slip stitch, just go in the chain, pop in your hook, and then picking up our main color, slip stitch with that and do a chain. So this is what we've got so far. And at this point, all our other rounds are essentially going to be a repeat of rounds 4 to 6. So from here, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be the same thing going round, just that it's getting bigger. So just for the sake of not making this video too long, I'm going to leave you guys to get on with that until you get up to round 12 is where we'll stop. So for this, rounds 4, 5 and 6, you're going to repeat that twice more, and then I will meet you back when it's time to do the final round, which will be round 13. Okay, so I am done all my repeating rounds. So I left you guys here, I think. So I've just repeated again, and I'm just at the end of round 12. So I'm just gonna finish off with 2 double crochets in the beginning stitch, and then join that with a slip stitch in our beginning treble. So you'll be happy to know we've just got one more round to do. So this is just going to be a round of single crochets. So if we just start off with a slip stitch, and then in the same stitch in the beginning treble, we're just going to put in 3 single crochets for our corner, and then it will be 1 single crochet in each stitch around, and when you reach your treble, then you will put in 3 single crochet. So if you guys go ahead and do that, and I will meet you when we get all the way around. So I will see you at the end of the round. Okay, so I am on the last few single crochets to go before we get to the join. And that is my last one. So from the first single crochet of the round, we're just going to join with a slip stitch, and then we're going to cut off from here. That was a bit sharp. Never mind. And that is our square done. So well done if you finished this square or this motif. Now all you have to do, if you are doing the whole of this blanket, is to make 7 more. So we'll need 8 of this motif in total, and guidance for that will be in the pattern. So please, if you are doing this, please do make sure that you either purchase the pattern, or it is available for free as well on Cypress Textiles website. So whichever one, but please do follow along so that you've got all the correct information, all the number of stitches that you need. So yeah, it'll be best if you do have the pattern with you. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and yes, I'll be back for the next motif. So take care of yourselves. Bye.